We don't have to do that, do we? Ron and Corky. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for a special call meeting this evening, and we will be voting on this one item. So I will turn this over to Mike Jones for the explaining what we're doing.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The one item that we have for you is timing is a little bit of an urgent issue because of the weather, and this has to do with the change order for the Tolleson Pool replastering. This is RFP 16-011 to be funded with 2011 SPLOST dollars in the amount of $48,115. The contractor is Aquatic Consulting and Equipment, and as you'll recall, several weeks ago, I came to you and asked for additional funding on top of the budgeted item for the resurfacing, replastering of Tolleson Pool. That contract contained a provision in it that allowed 50 square feet of pool surface to be replaced and replastered, and that would take care of any of the soft areas. When the contract was awarded, the contractor began his work, it became a much bigger problem than what anyone could have anticipated. Again, you have an existing plaster surface. You can't see below that surface before the project is bid. When the contractor went out and started doing the work, I made a field visit there myself. Steve's been out there many times to take a look at it. There was a painted surface on top of the gunite layer that was plastered over back in, I believe it was 2008. The existing plaster and the paint layer needs to be removed before the new plaster is placed, and that's what you're seeing here. The $48,115 takes care of the cost to remove 100% of the existing plaster, sandblast 100% of the paint, and then apply a resin to the surface of the pool, an adherent resin, and then replaster over it. We have asked the contractor to go back and give us a schedule for completion, and we also went back and asked the contractor for a warranty on this work. Industry standard warranties for this type of work is 12 months, which was substantially shorter than what I had hoped. Our Parks and Rec director went back to this contractor and negotiated a second year at no additional cost because he's going to be resurfacing over his own work, and he's agreed to warranty it for 2 years. The old surfacing job lasted about, 10 times as long as the warranty was. So we expect this one to be a much better job since we're going to take the paint layer off. If you have any specific questions about this change order, I've asked Steve to be here tonight. He's been on the front line with the contracting on this particular issue. I wished I didn't have to come back to you and ask for these dollars, but again, it was impossible for anyone to know what the subsurface conditions were going to be in that pool until you started tearing it out.
Does anybody have any questions of Steve? I know we've discussed this several times. We wanted to bring it back tonight so that we could move forward, just as Mike had said. So I don't think there's any questions for you, Steve.
Very good.
I do have one quick question.
Okay.
Steve, just for the record, you agree this work needs to be done, and if this is approved tonight, how soon can the work commence?
Elements can start tomorrow, but the vendor is kind of said to us, weather depending, it might not happen until February. He needs a consecutive, he documented it actually 6 to 7 consecutive days where we're over 50 degrees to bond the coat and the plaster. So, that very well could happen in December. We might get some odd warm weather. But if you don't approve this work, frankly, the pool won't open in the spring. That's just the bottom line.
Oh, that's the critical need.
Excuse the pun, but we're that deep into it.
Yes.
Okay, this is Ms. Wilkinson.
So, Steve, the pool will be ready in time for the swim team to start practicing? I'm not sure. Do they start in April or May?
They do. We start messing around with chemicals in a big way and charging the engines, for lack of a better way to put it, in March. So it is a heated facility. It's not covered, but it is a heated facility, and typically we have them in there maybe the third week of April, first week of May. Depends on the size of the program, but yeah, we've had them in April.
So that will definitely be ready then.
It had better be.
Okay, good.
Excuse me. Steve, can you kind of be the catalyst to push, stay on top of him to make sure if there is a warm day that he's out here for 2 or 3 days? I mean, I know that's not your job to supervise a contractor.
It's not only incumbent on, he wants to do it and get it done so he can go do other
Okay.
work.
So you don't feel that he's going to go do something else on the best days and leave us hanging, do you?
I do know he has a big project that starts December 7th.
Okay.
And we kind of come in after that. But he'll assemble whatever subs he needs to get our work. He's not going to start the work, the plaster work in particular, and stop it.
Right.
If he doesn't see a clear window of the 7 days, he's not going to begin.
Okay.
And all the other work that has to happen can be done regardless of the plaster and the temperature.
Okay.
So
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Ms.
I
Wilkinson.
appreciate your coming
Thank
together for this item. I really do.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to move to approve item 2015-401. 1A, this move to approve the change orders for Tullison Pool replastering, RFP 16-011, to be funded with the 2011 SPLOST in the amount of $48,115 to the contractor Aquatic Consulting and Equipment.
Any comments anybody has to make? Any discussion? If not, please vote. There's a motion and a second, so if you'll vote, please. Okay. That carries 6-0, so it is approved. And with that, we will call this meeting adjourned at 7:05 according to this clock. It was 7:04 in the other rooms. It's 7:13 officially. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.